Alana Cerrone O'Hare.
And I'm Nick Millard.
Welcome to PVD POV, where we bring you new insights into the coolest little city in the smallest state.
And whether you're a local looking to uncover hidden gems or a visitor eager to dive into the vibrant culture, we've got you covered.
Each week, we'll be chatting with the movers and shakers here in Providence, from restaurant owners to hoteliers and everyone in between.
Yep, and today on PVD POV, we're chatting with Nora Barré, the Executive Director of the Downtown Parks Department.
She is such a joy to chat with. She's full of energy, and she talks with us about all of the fun activations in the different parks downtown, including what's new for Lumina 2025.
Lumina was great. And we also talked to her about different fun projects and improvements to the downtown skating rink, too, which has been happening.
Cannot wait to see that.
I can't wait to see that. There's some really fun things happening there, and thinks that they're going to be expanding it for running it longer, too. She also talks about Brandon's Beach Playground over at Burnside Park and some wayfinding upgrades that's going to be happening downtown area and everything like that, too. So it was definitely a fun conversation that we had, and I always love having Nora in.
Love having Nora in. You'll definitely want to tune into this episode. She's a ball of energy, and she has such passion for the city of Providence, and I can't wait to hear what she's got up her sleeve for the years to come. So turn us up and get ready to experience Providence from a whole new perspective. Thanks so much, Nora, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
We have some fun things to talk about, all about goings-on in the city downtown. First, why don't we just give people a little overview of what you guys are doing? I know you're fairly new to parks, but what's some of the things on the horizon in the near future?
Yeah, of course. I'll kind of just tell you who we are with the Downtown Providence Parks Network, and I'm the executive director of the organization. It's a organization that came together by various stakeholders downtown that wanted to unify all the downtown parks that span from the Point Street Bridge down to Waterplace Park and then the Greater Kennedy Plaza, which includes Biltmore, Burnside, and to kind of pull it all together in a way where we make sure it's fully activated, the spaces are stewarded, and we convene all the partners that take care of those spaces to come together and make sure we have a really active and vibrant programming calendar for the entire year, and to attract visitors and residents that live there.
And how long have you been here then?
Very short time.
What about you?
Yeah. So I started in September.
Okay, so a year.
Yeah, almost a year.
You got thrown right into it then.
I did.
Yes. But anyone who knows Nora's been on the scene for a while in various different positions and everything. So this job kind of makes sense for you to be the one bringing everything together, getting everyone on this central kind of path for programming and promotion of all of the stuff going on in the city.
Yeah, I mean, I love Rhode Island and love Providence, and I find it's something I do normally. So to have a job and be paid to,
exactly.
to do it is great.
That's like me going out to lunch because that's what people think I do for a job, which is not false. And now I just get paid for it.
It's amazing to advertise and get people to get excited about downtown and all the events happening there. I love it. I love everything we do.
And we've definitely seen an uptick in, programming in the last year, probably.
Just about since Nora's been there.
Didn't want to say anything, didn't want to too much, but in the past year, I've seen programming kind of skyrocket with the Parks Department. Is that something that you guys have been trying to push for?
Yeah, definitely. We work with really big partners, the 195 District Park, and then the city parks, and Brown and RISD, because a lot of these various parks are owned by various partners of ours. And so they all serve on my board, and we all discuss ways to keep downtown activated and attract students to stay here after they graduate. And how can we do that? And so you've seen a lot of activity, that happen all along the park footprint downtown. So you have 195 has a lot of activities at the bridge, and then what we try to do is to pull people down to Waterplace Park. Some of the things we've done have been kind of capital improvements. So we received a grant from Commerce, Rhode Island, and worked with the Parks Department. And there was the Waterplace Park. There's a tunnel that was dark, and we helped install this interactive, really beautiful lighting that can be seen from the road and underneath. And that's a programmable space.
Now, is that where the former 9/11 memorial was
Yes.
before they relocated it to the convention center.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. It was there. So we worked with the city and the mayor to, even though we got the funding, sometimes we don't have the electricians to go install the lighting. And so we worked with Site Specific, and the city was such an amazing partner, and we got that done. Right? Like all of us coming together to improve the city, because that attracts people to want to go walk through there.
And
Right?
it's a very beautiful space. It looks great now. I mean, before, obviously at night it can be a little dark and everything like that. If there's no water fire and no activation going around too, but now it's definitely a lot more.
And talk about next spring when track 15 is open.
Exactly.
That space will be completely transformed.
Exactly, because we would think, we are lucky. A lot of cities don't have a connected waterway park loop, but we have a connected loop, right? It starts the Point Street Bridge on both sides for the most part. You can walk or cycle or, ride a scooter down all through the footprint, just going in a loop. And the way I visualize it is that, there's art and programming all along the way to pull people further down. And we just recently received a large grant to do wayfinding, which we are working with GoProvidence on from Commerce, Rhode Island and the city. And what we're hoping to do is install lamppost banners to visually and wayfinding to, telling people like you are here and giving them some kind of a guide, a QR code to scan, like this is what's around you and this is how far you are from Waterplace Park or Kennedy Plaza, and push them down, push people around that connected loop.
It's so important.
Exactly.
And in a lot of times it's an afterthought, but it really is like a really important part of your entire tourism structure. And we've talked about it at GoProvidence a million times. And you've been involved with some of that, just like that visual kind of storytelling to let people know where they are, where they're going. And for like a local, right, you're like, well, I know where I am. But it's people who don't come to Providence and they're from the state or from out of state that they don't know. And now they have a clear outline of like, this is exactly where I am.
Yes.
And this is where the next place is, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. And these lamppost banners, like they also depict a lot of the history of Providence. Like I want them to really be representative of all the stakeholders downtown and just like the various buildings like Turk's Head or these like really monumental downtown definers architecturally. Yeah. And people get off the train station. I want them to see it and be like, oh, like what's that? And, what is around me to go eat at or grab coffee at.
And in tourism, you really have to kind of put your head in that mindset of a visitor. You're coming to a city for maybe the first time that you've never been.
Yes.
And you don't know. I mean, I've been in that situation too. It's like you come into a city just like overwhelmed because I don't do research.
It gets people to look up too. Like look up from your phone and look what's around you.
Yeah. So like I think that's just like the best thing is like keeping that mindset of like, okay, first time I'm here, where how do I know where to go at all?
And what you guys do, right, is bringing all these competitions. Like the other day, last Thursday, there was some competition in town. Was it like?
I think it was dance. It's usually dance or cheerleading.
Yeah, it was.
I think this one was a dance one.
Yeah,
there was some dance competition. So like I saw these parents get off, and they had their suitcases off the train station, and they were coming down to stay in a hotel downtown. And we received generous funding from Commerce again. It's been so supportive of the downtown parks to do this concert series in Burnside Park, right in front of the fountain. And we had like a swing night / New Orleans jazz band that came from Boston, and we had Chuckologists there and Moniker Brewery. Anyway, so these people were coming off the train with their suitcases. And I'm like a stalker. I'm like, are you from here? And they're like, no, creep. We just got off, the train. And I'm like, oh, we're having this free public event. You should come. And they had little kids, a little bit older kids. And I was like, we have a playground. There's like taco truck there. There was a beer garden. It's like free. I'm like, it's all free. And they came.
Perfect.
That's great.
Right? That's what you have to do.
That
you just need 100 Noras to be standing there and stalking all the people.
Me too. I do
right outside the train station.
Exactly.
I
kid you not. I do wish there were like a couple of me that were not embarrassed to go, because I'm not embarrassed to go up to people. I'm like, no, you should come have fun with us.
Yes. And they probably appreciated it, right?
They loved it.
And
they loved it.
Yeah. The signage makes such a difference too.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like when they get off the train station, when we have the lamppost banners and the wayfinding signage, they're gonna be like, oh, like, I'm going to follow this beautiful path
Follow the yellow brick road.
Exactly.
The breadcrumbs to get there.
Exactly.
We
And
see
so
it
it's
because we park at the convention center. So anytime there's someone in town, a group, a meeting, whatever, we can tell when someone's here for business or they actually live or work in the city. And you can, I mean, either they're looking around and you like go up to them and ask if they're lost and they need help getting wherever they're going, or, you know, you can just kind of tell them they look at the signs and you can be like, hey, look, come check out this, or it's restaurant weeks or whatever. I think they appreciate it.
Or there's a coffee shop. There's Bolt on the other side.
Yeah.
And there's like a line of restaurants that you can choose to go to. And we have a beautiful park downtown.
Mm-hmm.
It is complex. There's some societal issues that are way beyond me for fixing, but it's a fun space to go hang out at. Brandon's Beach Playground is an amazing playground.
I know.
And the Parks Department recently did some updates and kind of took down a building and built new fencing around it, and they're putting additional structures in.
Yeah.
And so, and the Downtown Improvement District goes in and makes sure it's clean for the kids to play. So, like, there's all these people that just, like...
Shout out to the DID.
The DID.
The Yellow Jackets are the best.
They are. They're picking up trash and anything that could be harmful around downtown.
Watering the flowers.
Yes, all those baskets.
Yes, they're so good.
Exactly.
They do a great job there.
So we're all like, we all pitch in and do our part, right, to make it better.
Now, are you clued into the whole skating rink updates?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little about what's going on there?
Yeah. So the city is really leading that project. They are putting a new chiller for the ice skating rink and a sail shade above.
Smart.
So this means the ice skating rink will have a longer season because the new and updated chiller underneath, will keep the ice frozen longer. And there's going to be beautiful lighting all around.
Pretty.
I mean, it's going to be a brand new ice skating rink. And it's going to be so beautiful. And it's supposed to be completed by September, October.
Oh, perfect.
But, those
That's
things you never know. Like,
But
you
get how it goes.
Exactly. And so we're hoping, for Lumina 2025 to bring another ice skating group to visit Providence and have them use the new ice skating rink.
Awesome. Yeah, let's talk about Lumina because for those who did not get to go last year, it was certainly a spectacle. And so what's on the horizon for 2025?
Yeah, of course. So we have, we're hoping to have it for at least 3 weeks to a month. We're still determining kind of the date. We're working with our partners to determine the date. We have installations coming from QDSI from Montreal. So I just want to take a step back really quick. The reason for Lumina is to have this nice festival in the middle of winter and to bring people downtown when they normally are home because it's too cold. So we're hoping to have them bundle up and have exciting things enough happening that they would come out of their homes to come do that. And so what we're having is we're having this installation called POP, which is like 5 ginormous, like Jack-in-a-Box type installation.
Oh my gosh.
And it's interactive because they have like this like microphone and people have to scream into each individual one. And then once you reach some threshold, it pops out at you and it's like, it's cute. Like the kids are going to love it. So we're going to do that 195 District Park. And then we're having a harmony installation, which is multiple pieces of large musical instruments and being built more in Burnside Park, which is like a large violin, and you can interact with it and it lights up and it's going to play some customized music, which I'm trying to figure out still that's related to Rhode Island because it can be customized to our city and state. And we're going to have a boombox. There are 5 large pieces: violin, boombox, guitar, and a harp that people can interact with. And then we're going to have 4 light up bicycles that play music that people can hop on and bike on.
Stationary.
So, stationary.
Okay.
I should say stationary. I should say that.
He's going to ride around downtown with these bikes.
No. They're not going to be leaving. But we're planning to do that in Kennedy Plaza.
Very cool.
And planning to have activations the entire month.
And this is just great stuff to get people out in a need time. And honestly, that's what was great about it last winter, because you were able to get people to come out, go down to the parks. Like that one night, the really great activation night that we had, there was so many people there. We had the marching band and everything too. That was great.
Exactly. And that last year was the tall luminary statues, the new activations will replace that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we could bring back prisms. They're called prismatic.
Prisms.
We had 25 prisms that were interactive and they kind of twirled around and did light. But I was like, people have already seen that, so we'll bring something new from the same organization that we work with in Montreal. They have a catalog of items, and we said, okay, what is the most impactful, fun installation that you've seen success with? And it was pop. So I kind of reserved it, knowing that last year, not even having funding yet. I'm like, put it on hold. We want that one. And then luckily everything came through. But yeah, that's and then we're going to build. We'll have a reception, an opening night reception for it, and we're going to build a lot of activities around it. We're hoping to have an illuminated run. We'll see if that works. Some of the things that we're thinking of doing, some of the things that we will be doing is, it's different this year, is we're putting out a call out for artists to create a piece of public art with, various kind of parameters, but light definitely has to be one of them. So we're hoping to have about like 4 to 7 pieces of locally made public art installations installed all over downtown, and build kind of a map for people to visit them in public areas, or maybe in some of the not rented properties downtown. And
that would be awesome,
right,
to add to the
traffic.
public art that we've got, and it's such a draw already.
Exactly.
Makes the city kind of what it is.
Exactly. So we're hoping to do that. Also, we're thinking of doing these. We have to get a lot of permissions from the harbor master, but to light up the river with these huge spheres that float on water.
Pretty, yeah. And
they're different colors. And, I'm imagining they did it in Japan, this kind of lit up riverway from Waterplace Park down to the bridge.
I love that you look for inspiration from other cities, especially looking at Montreal and how they keep things hopping in the winter, because they need to.
Yes.
And so there's no reason that we couldn't do the same. I think
exactly.
People want to do stuff in the winter as long as it's worth their while. It is so tempting to stay home and bundle up and watch a movie or whatever at home in the winter. But if you have really good activations that the whole family can take part in, it makes it a lot more tempting to come downtown and do something fun.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a loneliness pandemic across the United States, and we Europeans do a better job. Canadians do a better job of bringing people out of their homes and just bringing a community together to make you feel less lonely and more part of a city and a state that will support you through tough times, especially in the winter, right? You can have a lot of seasonal disorders. And my hope is, I think it worked last year. It did bring people out. Even though it was cold, people did come out and enjoy it. And I think that's kind of the fruit of the labor that I enjoy, seeing people have joy and connection.
We saw a lot of people coming downtown, even beginning when we kicked off 3 Nights of Lights that first couple days of December. So from that weekend on, really through February, you had stuff going on every weekend at least, but also some of the weeknights in the city that families could do. And it the theme is light for those 12 weeks. So it kind of just brings some warmth and joy to people, and it's something to do.
And we anchored it with Restaurant Week.
Yes.
Too, that you guys organized. And so that having the Restaurant Week, having, I think, kids' school vacation, with the Children's Film Festival, with Valentine's Day, all the different restaurants that participated in having various signature drinks. And, it was just it just caught on. And I feel this year, and they're like, oh, no, we know what that is. We want to partake in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I know last year was the first year, but we talk about the process of kind of how it all started. I know the reason behind it, that we wanted to get people out downtown and get out of their houses and everything like that. But maybe talk about the background. It's a lot of work. I know, but how, what went into it? That people we know, because we're sitting here and we've talked to you before. But people that are listening, how much work goes into that?
No, you put on so many things. 3 Nights of Light. I mean, that is an intense programming.
Very much.
It's a lot.
And luckily, we have Erin Hansen who did it. But I saw you in Lumina time, and you were running everywhere.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I think I'm just kind of I'm this is what's going to happen again. So our organization is just I'm a full-time, and then we have a part-time staff. And, we relied on a lot of partners coming together downtown. Like GoProvidence was so helpful with marketing. You guys took pictures. Like there was just like everyone played a part in it to make it happen. But, we have to, this year, I'm trying really hard to have a timeline and instead of working over Christmas and New Year's Eve, I remember like calling people like Christmas Eve, and I'm like, hey, I just want to make sure that you're going to perform at this time. And they're like, yeah, we'll be here. Just leave us alone today. But I'm trying to kind of really get things lined up by the fall to have everything ready to go in the winter. Because what happens also is that I look at too many things that are happening in other countries. I'm like, oh, we could do this. Oh, we could do that. Like, let's make this happen. And so sometimes last year, as Lumina was happening, I'm like, let's do it next weekend. And then things would just pop up on the calendar on our website, and then that would be an event. And that, it took some coordination and work and all that. But all of that, it's a short term, and the payoff is huge for the city. And, and that makes me happhappy.
It's such a good thing for people who need to get out of their homes.
Yeah.
But it also is great for our hotels and our restaurants who could use, a little bit of help over those months. We've got a lot of stuff going on with meetings and conventions during that time, certainly. But to see more people coming in for a night or hopefully a weekend, heading out to the restaurants and stuff, restaurant weeks and all of the other things that we do programming wise, that's what it's for.
Yes. And so we're, now that we have such a headway to kind of plan and or advertise, I'm hoping to bring more people from out of town or neighboring states, and lucky to have your help with that.
Oh yes,
of course.
That's what we're
Just
here
volunteer.
for.
That's what we're always here for.
Yes.
So what about before we get ahead of ourselves, coming up for the rest of the summer and fall, what's going on with parks that we can talk about?
There's so much happening. So the city and the Parks Department have invested in these this is not programming, but these benches that are made of old wind turbines and recycled.
Wow.
You're going to see these pop up pretty soon, I believe, all over the park near the bridge. There is the skating rink and the upgrades to that. There is the stage at Waterplace Park. The city's putting a huge investment, over $500,000, to improve that area to hold additional events and theater and activation there. So imagine that space is huge. You've got Track 15, the Waterplace, lighting tunnel, events happening. Like all these things will draw people there.
Especially to that part of this city that aside from a water fire night, tends to be a little bit sleepier. So it's great to see it come back to life.
It's challenging sometimes because it's deeper down.
Right.
And people don't
they don't see it. If they're walking by, even up on the street, they don't really look over the edge sometimes, or driving by. They don't necessarily see it.
So they don't see it. So those are all the big capital improvement pieces. 195 District Park has a packed calendar, weeknights and weekends, for things that are happening.
Always busy.
Yeah, there's a lot happening on the bridge. There's a lot happening for children, music. The Guild brings musicians all the time, so you see a lot of people hanging out there. And we have the wayfinding. There is Sotto Aqua, A Tale of Two Cities Underwater. We're working with our partners. It's an Italian festival.
Yes, from Florence.
Exactly. It's called the Splendor of Florence, that came in the 90s, where a lot of Italian artisans kind of did an exchange with Providence, and there's a connection between Florence and Providence with the flooding that happened, and a lot of art pieces had to be rescued in Florence, and a lot of American students helped rescue these paintings, and so there's kind of like an ode of this friendship between Providence and Florence.
Yes.
And so we're going to have a lot of activities happening.
That's exciting. That's in November. Yes.
That's happening in November.
We're definitely going to help market and promote that, because we were briefed a little bit on that, but I know that more is being added every day with the art installations and the pop-ups and everything at Grace Church and 100 Westminster. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, more to come on that for sure.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a culinary music scene.
It spans 2 weeks.
It's about 10 days, so 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be really,
when's that again? November?
In November. It's happening in November. So yeah, there's a lot happening, and
you're busy. Just a little bit?
Just a little busy.
We need a couple more Noras, don't we?
I do. I actually, like yesterday, told my husband, I was like, I really wish there was just one more of me.
Right.
Just one more. And I could get things done before I go to bed. But, yeah.
No,
That or more time in the day.
Everything.
But you know what? I'm lucky to have all of you helping me and all the partners downtown and all our friends.
Always. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I truly mean that.
Should we do our little rapid fire questions? Favorite food?
Seafood. Any Rhode Island seafood.
Oh, good.
Any.
Okay.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Dogs.
Red or blue?
Blue! Because that's definitely a Rhode Island color.
No. What's your favorite restaurant downtown, if you can say that without...
Oh, wow. That's so rough. I love sushi. So I love anything any place that serves seafood. It's probably Gift Horse, but I don't know it yet.
Yeah.
But Alforno's. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not downtown proper.
It is.
But it is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Providence. It doesn't have to be downtown proper.
I love going to Alforno's. Baccaros. I love Bayberry.
No one can ever
What am
pick.
I thinking? Bayberry.
Yeah.
No
Bayberry's
one can pick
amazing.
a favorite.
No, it's hard.
they're so good.
Yeah, so there's not one favorite. Sorry.
So what's your favorite park to hang out in the city?
If you had to choose one.
I love the pedestrian bridge.
Same.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
I love it there.
Have you seen the new bee pollinators that the Avenue Concept did?
Yes.
The bee, like hotels,
Yes.
the hotel for bees.
Yes.
Those are so
I did not
cute.
see those yet.
awesome.
I'm going to have to check
They're
those
all
out.
around the walk, the river walk.
They're on the other side.
Oh,
You have
okay.
to go like you have to go. I think like that maybe the brown building side.
Okay.
or
Yes.
Ceviche.
I've walked
if you
past
were
that,
to-
yeah.
Ceviche
the
side.
ceviche side is
and follow the river that way.
I see.
kinda.
Okay. I'll have to check out the bee pollinators.
Yeah.
There we go.
They're super cute.
They're
get the-
so beautiful.
I have no more questions.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any more questions either.
We got to be better at our rapid fire.
That's
guys are
okay.
hilarious.
It's not
We're
rapid enough.
terrible.
That's okay. Well, thank you, Nora, for being on our podcast, for everything that you do for the city and for us.
Yes,
And,
thank you.
Thank you.
You know, definitely, if you want to plug yourself and plug wherever
Website.
your stuff is here, just let us know. Let them know where they can find it.
Thank you. Oh, so yeah, definitely go. I think to our Instagram, Downtown PVD Parks. You'll find us there.
Always good stuff there.
And also, we've built a brand new website that's not live yet, but hoping to go live. in
What's the
next few
website for
weeks.
going to be for that?
It's downtownpvdpark.life.
.life. Okay,
Yes.
awesome.
And
Downtown
we always
PVD Park.
put some stuff up on GoProvidence.com.
Yes, you do.
Especially the events calendar, because you're always putting things on the event calendar.
Yes.
It's almost always like the
Feed it into that. Yes.
concerts in the park and everything.
Yeah.
So they can check it out there too.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Nora.
much.
Thank you.
PVD POV is a podcast hosted by the Providence Warwick Convention and Visitors Bureau in collaboration with the College of Hospitality Management and Center of Media Production at Johnson & Wales University. Hosts are Alana Cerrone here and Nick Millard. Production by Professor Brian Lavin with assistance from the graduate students in tourism management. Episodes are available wherever you download your podcasts. Visit GoProvidence.com for more information on these stories and everything else Providence.